Assalamualaikum everyone. Today we will continue our chapter 2. I'm sure that you have watched the videos previously that cover equation and inequalities. This time I will discuss with you absolute values, but focusing on solving absolute inequalities. Okay, before we go further, let's look at the definition of absolute values inequalities. For absolute values x less than a, it means that x is in between negative a and a. Same goes to if absolute values x is less than and equal. It means that x is in between or equal negative a and a. If absolute values x is greater than a, it means that x is less than negative a or x greater than a. So bear in mind this keyword here, or in previous, if x is less than a, it used the words and here, okay? Alright, same goes to if absolute values x is greater and equal a, it means that x is less than and equal negative a or x is greater and equal a. Okay, if absolute values x is less than a, it can be written as x is in between negative a, and the graphical interpretation is like this. Okay, so for example, if we have absolute values x is less than 3, for example. So we can write the notation as x is in between negative 3 and 3. So, by using number line, okay, so by using number line, located in between negative 3 and 3. Okay, while if absolute values x is greater than a, it means that x is less than negative a or x is greater than a. Okay, so if you look at the graphical interpretation here, x is less than negative a, so the arrow pointed to the left. And if x is greater than a, meaning that, okay, it shows that the arrow pointed to the right. So for example, if the symbol is greater than 3, okay, so it means that x is less than negative 3 or x is greater than 3. I'm using this definition here. Okay, so at the number line here, okay, we arrange the smaller number on our left. Okay, so since x is less than negative 3, okay, so this one also x is greater than 3, so it pointed to the right. Okay, let's look at the example. Given to us, absolute values x minus 2 is less than 5. So by using the definition of less than, okay, so we can write it as x minus 2 is in between negative 5 and 5. Okay, and then we're gonna bring negative 2 to the left and to the right. Okay, so negative 5 plus 2 will give us negative 3, and 5 plus 2 will give us 7. So our answer x is in between negative 3 and 7. You may also solve this equation using another method. You can separate it one by one. First, we're taking the right hand side here. So x minus 2 less than 5. and we're taking the left hand side here. Negative 5 is less than x minus 2. Do you know why did I say this is similar to this? If, for example, we have ants, and we want to say that ants as an object of things that we want to compare, so ants is smaller than elephant. Similarly, we can also say that elephant is bigger than the ants. Okay, so same goes to here. Negative 5 is smaller than x minus 2. But if we want to say x minus 2 as a subject, similarly we can say that x minus 2 is greater than negative 5. Okay, and then we solve the first part here. So negative 2 we bring to the right hand side. So 5 plus 2 we give us 7. And the second part here, negative 2 we bring to the right. So negative 5 plus 2 becoming negative 3. Therefore, by using the number line, x less than 7, so we sketch the arrow here, x less than 7 pointed to the left, and x greater than negative 3, so pointed to the right. Bear in mind that it doesn't have equal sign, therefore we have to use the empty circle. Since the definition for less than is and, so we are finding the intersection of two arrows. So x is in between negative 3 and 7. Okay, let's look at the next example. Given to us absolute value 4 minus 3x greater and equal to. Okay, using definition greater and equal to. Okay, or 4 minus 3x is less than and equal negative 2. Okay. Alright, 4 we bring to the right. So 2 minus 4 will give us negative 2. And when we are dividing with negative number, we have to change sign. Okay. So negative 2 divide negative 3 becoming 2 over 3. Okay. Next, on the second part here. So we bring 4 to the right. It will give us negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. And again, we are dividing with negative 3. Therefore, we have to change the sign. Okay, so it will give us x greater and equals 2. So since the definition for greater, we are using or simply you can remember as greater, greater or greater. So we are finding the union. Okay, we are finding the union of two graph here. X is less than 2 over 3 pointed to the left. X is greater than 2 pointed to the right. So we can write it as this: negative infinity up to 2 over 3 union 2 until infinity. Okay, I let you try these two examples to enhance your understanding, and please check with your friends. Okay, so we've done solving the linear absolute values equation. Now we are looking at the quadratic absolute values equation. Okay, so by using definition again, less than, so we can write it as the function itself less than and equal 4, and the second part x squared plus 2x minus 4 is greater than negative 4. Again, remember that the comparison that we do for ants and elephant, ant is smaller than elephant. In other words, we are saying that elephant is bigger than the ants. Okay, Alright, so we solve this. Negative 4 we bring to the left and give us negative 8. So you may press your calculator, factorizing them, and you will get x plus 4, x minus 2. Okay, and on the right hand side here, negative 4 we bring to the right will give us 0, and when we factor out x squared plus 2x will give us that. Okay, so next, remember we are finding and because it's less than. So it's crucial to remember that less than, you are using and we are finding intersection. Okay, x equals to negative 4 and x equals to 2. And then, so we can write it as x is in between negative 4 and 2. Okay, let's look at the second part here. When we factor out, we get x equals to 0 and x equals to negative 2. And again, the coefficient of x squared, here is 1, is positive, so smile graph. And because y is greater than 0, so we are shading the upper part here. Okay, so we can write it as x is less than and equal, because we are following the notation here. Okay, negative 2 or x is greater and equal 0. Okay, we will combine these two answers, and since we are using and, so we are finding the intersection. Okay, so the answer here, x is in between negative 4 until 2. Okay, and we sketch x is less than negative 2 and x is greater and equal 0. So the intersection here will give us x is in between negative 4 and negative 2, and x is in between 0 and 2. So this is our final answer.